back in the shop today, and we're working on our rolling toolbox base. I didn't really like that under frame that I built for the drawer to ride on, so I'm pulling that out, and this left-handed little drawer support was giving me trouble coming out. I mean, it felt loose, but it was not as loose as I thought it was, so I had to go after it with my rawhide mallet and my chisel. And so I turned it on its side. While I'm working on that, why don't you smash that like button and maybe subscribe to the channel if you're not. Cleaning up the glue residue there. I decided to go after it with a sander because it'll be faster. Alright, PPE is a good thing. And the little Bauer sander has actually been very handy. I've had it about a year now, and I got that to speed up sanding, as I had a little Ryobi palm sander. And it was a good sander. I enjoy using it. And, you know, it's one of those no-brain tools. You just, you know, you plug it in and do the thing. But it's very slow. So here I'm taking a piece of the scrap plywood, and I'm cutting out a couple of runners. And those are down 4 inches from the top on either side. And I used a piece of 1x4 factory edges to, you know, kind of lay that out. And then that's also the same piece of material I used to measure my pieces for the drawer. Alright, using the welding clamp vice grips on one side, and just the ones with the little feet, you know, like you would use for a Craig jig on the other. Grab some screws out of a hardware cart and shoot those, and of course the first one wants to push out because I should have drilled pilot holes, but I was in a hurry and shouldn't have been. Alright, there we go, trying to dry fit the drawer. Not sure where our issues are at that point, because my thought is that the issue was at the top. It was a little rough, but, you know, smooth that out. That's going to help a little bit, and then do the same on the bottom. And that's going to help a little bit, but that's not where the problem is. The problem is that the drawer is the exact same width as the inside of the cabinet. So we're going to do a little fitting, a little fooling around, and then we decide we're going to sand the inside of the cabinet, which is going to help a little. Also sand the runners smooth. And alright, this is a little better. Just requires some fitting. And it's kind of fiddly, and with it being almost the exact same dimension, you know, any deviation from perfectly straight, and it's going to get hung up. So we go to work on it again with the sander. It actually was not bad building a drawer. I've not built a lot of drawers. I built a nightstand with a drawer when I was in high school, and put together probably 50 different furniture kits over the years that, you know, some had drawers. We did like a chest of drawers for the girls when they were growing up that was a flat pack and had some drawers. But as far as making every piece of it and then putting it together, yeah, this would be the second time. So I'm working a little more on the carcass. This is one of those situations where, you've come this far, and now if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fake it until you make it. I clearly see what the problem is, and the problem is that you just gotta keep fitting the drawer until the drawer fits. And we're getting better, but I'm still not liking it. I'm working on that. That's fine. A little more sanding on the runners, a little more sanding on the sides. And it keeps getting a little better, but it's not quite there. And so I'm getting close to where the wife calls me for dinner. Fitting on the drawer a little bit. There we go. Alright, now this is the next day. I've just gotten in from school, decide that I'm going to spend a little time in the shop. So I'm making the drawer pull for the drawer using another scrap of that 3/4 inch plywood. And I drill my pilot holes, and the idea being that we'll go over to the belt sander, and we're going to use the curve at the end of the belt, or at the end of the sander there, to hollow the inside of the drawer pull, and then round off all the corners. So, as simple as that sounds, it was kind of a fiddly process, because the drawer pull's just the right length to, be not quite wide enough, but, still too wide to just do what we wanted to do. So, alright. So we're obsessing over whether or not it's straight, whether or not it's evenly centered. Now I'm digging for some screws. Alright, there we go. Still don't like the fit of the drawer. Alright, so go back to work with the sandpaper. Get the insides, and eventually it's going to occur to me again that the drawer and the case are just about the same size. And that's what the hang up is. Alright, so we're getting better. And fitting, a little more hand sanding, and then I'm going to realize that there's a defect in the plywood, and there is actually a high spot on the one side. Alright, so the drawer fitting is going well. Alright, get that sander, and now we're going to even that up. And that is going to take care of the high spot, and it's going to make the fitting go a lot more smoothly, as it were. No pun intended. Alright. There we go.